Hi, this is Jyoti here. Welcome to JoPat Tech Guru. In today's session, I'm going to discuss regarding entity framework tutorial within this model first approach. I have already created the two videos for code first approach and database first approach. If you have not watched yet, please do watch it before going ahead with this model first approach. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and click on the bell icon to get the notifications of my new videos. Let us start the discussion of model first approach. As we have already discussed in code first and database first approach, entity framework is Microsoft's preferred method to access the data for .NET applications. It supports the strongly typed access through LINQ, language integrated query. Entity framework also allows the developers to program against the conceptual model, which reflects the logic of the application rather than the relational model that reflects the structure of the database. Entity framework can be used from an ASP.NET application using the entity data source. So there are three different types of approaches in entity framework. The first one is code first, second one is database first, and third one is model first. So in this video, I'm explaining regarding the model first approach. The name specifies the functionality of this approach, means creating model first using the entity framework designer tool. We are just adding the entity model in our application. After generating the database from this model and using that model, we are accessing the database objects and data. So in model first approach, you create the entities, relationships and inheritance hierarchies directly on the design surface of EDMX file and then generate the database from your model. We are going to create the database. We are going to design the database in my application, and then using the entity framework, we are going to generate the database. So the model first approach is useful when we don't have a database to start with. Using this approach, we can create our models directly in the visual entity designer and then create the database schema based on our model. So in this approach too, we can create entities and their properties, define relationships and constraints between the entities, and create inheritance relationships. In this approach, we will first create the conceptual model, and based on this, the database and the strongly typed objects will be created. So we are going to understand now with the help of a practical implementation. Let me open the Visual Studio. We'll create a new console application. I'm creating console application .NET framework template. Let us give the name as model first approach. Go to the Solution Explorer, right click, add new item. Here again, I'm choosing ADO.NET Entity Data Model. If you want, you can give any name. Currently, I'm keeping the name as it is, that is Model 1. The wizard is going to ask you what should be the model contain. Entity Framework Designer from the database, empty Entity Framework Designer model, empty Code First model, Code First from database. We have chosen Code First from database for the Code First approach. So now we are choosing empty Entity Framework Designer model for model first approach. Click on Finish. It is going to show you a EDMX file. The EDMX file is like a designer file in which you can drag and drop certain toolbox items like association, entity, and inheritance. So what exactly these tools are? Once I create the tables, I can associate by using this association tool. Here, if you want to create the entity, you can create the entity. If you want to maintain the relationship between the different entities, you can use this inheritance. Currently, I would like to create an entity. So let me add a new entity here. You can give any name. Let me give the name as demo1. This is my entity name. So here you can see that the base type is by default set to none. Entity set is demo1, and it is creating automatically a primary key property called as ID, which is of type integer. So let us click on OK. A table is getting created in the designer view. And now if I want to add any new properties, we can go on adding it just by right clicking on that area and click on scalar property. So what type of things you want to give it, you can decide it. So let me just create the few scalar properties. I want to create ID, name, and salary. So ID by default, it is primary key. Then what about the data type of this name? Let us go ahead with the properties of this name. Here by default, it is set to string. Again, there are so many different type of data types are available. You can set as per your requirement. Let us go for the salary properties. Let me change it to int 32. So now our table format is ready. Our entity is ready. This itself, I want it to generate in the SQL Server. So for this, again, right click on this area and click on generate database from model. So once you click it, it is going to ask you which particular connection you want to get connected with. Let me go to my SQL Server. So this is my server name. Let me paste the server name here. So it is going to list out all the database, in which particular database you want to get created with this table. You want to create this particular table. So let me create a company DB test connection. Connection is succeeded. Click on OK. So here the connection string is automatically getting generated. This setting is saved in the app.config file. Now it is going to ask you which version of entity framework do you want to use. By default, it is selecting the latest version, that is entity framework 6.x. Click on next. So it is going to generate the database now. Here it is showing you the entire designing format. Entity Designer DDL script for SQL Server 2005, 8, 12, and Azure. So date created, generated EDMX file from this particular folder. This is the file name, and it has created the table here, create table dbo.demo1, which is having ID, name, and salary. ID is identity, not null. So this is a primary key. Name is not null, salary is not null. So where it is getting created? It is getting created within this company DB, because we have chosen that particular database. So these all things are going to get automatically generated in model1.edmx.sql file. So let us click on finish. So you can see that now the edmx.sql file is generated for our model. So here in this case, it is going to give us the same query, whatever it has shown it in the dialog box. So now as we have to execute this, right click and you have to click on execute. So once you execute this, it is going to ask you again the server name. and the database name so that it can create the particular table over there. So let me just paste the server name again. So what is the default database name? I want to give company DB. Otherwise, again, it is going to take the default database name. Click on connect. Here you are getting a message that commands completed successfully. So in this case, again, you have to go back to the SQL server. Wherever your company database is there, just refresh that and check whether you have got a table with the name demo1 or not. So you have a table created here, dbo.demo1. Within this, ID is a primary key, name n varchar of maximum. It is a string type. Salary is integer. So here in this case, we are having two things. One is generating the database from the model and update model from the database. So whenever you are having any kind of changes within the particular database, so within the particular model, you can click on this update model from database so that whatever the changes you have done it, those are getting highlighted in the tables. So this is your model first approach. Hope it has given you a good idea regarding how to create an application, connect with the entity framework, generate the database, and you can go and check it in the SQL Server. If you have not subscribed yet to my channel, please do subscribe and click on the bell icon to get the notifications of my new video. Thanks for watching this and keep watching. I'll be posting few more videos on different things connected with the .NET technology. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day ahead.